Hey everybody, this is Mr. McKee again with Net 225. Today I want to go over Packet Tracer 13.5.1, which is wireless LAN configuration or WLAN configuration. Alright, the topology looks very similar to other things we've done. Probably the difference, looks like these are about the same. This home SSID, everything's wireless in here. Well, yeah, everything's wireless. Doesn't have the wired PC. Out to the cloud and the web server. We don't have the DNS server as we did in the previous packet tracer. And let's look over here on the right side where it has WPA2 Enterprise Network. Pretty much that looks the same. Alright, so we're pretty comfortable with the topology. Alright, so let's look at our addressing table. Home wireless router, the internet side, which is over here, it's going to be getting an IP address from the ISP or the internet cloud. LAN side. Now that should be a little bit of difference there, \27 versus usually we're using a CIDR of 24. We got to make sure we configure that correctly. LAP1 on the enterprise side, that's going to be assigned a DHCP IP address. Let's see. Home admin, where's that? Home admin. There's no home admin PC. Well, we'll see what happens. So home admin, maybe that's why it looks different, because there's no home admin PC. Maybe it'll have us create it, possibly. Alright. Web server, pretty much the same. DNS server. DNS server. Alright, so it refers to a DNS server. Alright. So, but it's not there. Maybe we'll create it. Alright, let's see. Laptops there, tablet, smartphone, wireless host 1 and 2. Alright. Wireless LAN information on the left side, home network is still home SSID, WPA2 personal, passwords, pretty standard password for us. Wireless LAN 2, SSID 2 is on this side. Shared key, WPA2 Enterprise VLAN 5, which is going to be SSID 5. It'll have a username of that and password. Alright, so, and then note, it's not a good practice to reuse passwords as is done in this activity, especially those. Passwords have been reused to make it easier to work through the tasks. Alright, this is a lot of stuff overall in this packet tracer. That's why I really want to go through it with you guys. I'm going to try to break this up for the most part. Let's see. Part 1 is configure a home wireless router, and then part 2 is configure the WLC controller. Alright, so don't really worry about anything on the right side first. Let's just do a home SSID, get that working, check our completion, make sure everything's good, and then we'll move our way over. Alright, so objectives. In this activity, you will configure both a wireless home router and a WLC-based network. You will implement both WPA2 PSK and WPA2 Enterprise security. Alright. Configure a home router to provide Wi-Fi connectivity to a variety of devices. Configure WPA2 PSK, security on a home router. Configure interfaces on a WLC. Configure wireless LANs on a WLC. Configure WPA2 PSK security on a WLAN and connect hosts to a wireless LAN. And configure WPA2 Enterprise on a wireless LAN and connect hosts to the WLAN, and finally verify connectivity, I guess, comma, wireless connectivity. Alright, you will apply your wireless LAN skills and knowledge by configuring a home wireless router and an enterprise WLC. You will implement both WPA2 PSK and WPA2 Enterprise security. Finally, you will connect hosts to each wireless LAN and verify connectivity. So Let's do this step by step. This might take a while to do, just by looking at it. All right, part 1, configure a home wireless router. You're installing a new home wireless router at a friend's house. All right, you're a nice guy or lady. You will need to change settings on the router to enhance security and meet your friend's requirements. All right, step 1, change DHCP settings. All right, open home wireless router GUI and change the router IP and DHCP settings according to the information in the addressing table. So it didn't tell us the address. It didn't tell us the DHCP settings. We got to look at the addressing table. All right, so let's see. Home wireless router. That's the IP address on the WLAN side. All right. That's fine. All of our 3 hosts will be DHCP clients from that right there. DNS server will be there. What's so weird, there's no DNS server. All right. I don't know if I'm the only person worrying about that. All right. So let's go to home wireless router. Now I'm not remoting into this because, for one thing, all of our clients are not connected via wireless. All right. So for one thing, let's see, first off, let's see. I want to work my way down, so hopefully I don't miss any of these steps. All right, let's configure the interface, internet interface of the router to receive its IP over DHCP. Let's do that first. All right, so automatic config. All right, the router IP address is going to be that right there, 192.168.6.1. All right, and according to this, it's a \27, so currently it's a \24 because you have 255s are all 8 bits each, so 8, 16, 24, and then you can actually use this as a guide. So there's 24. If you go up 1, that's 25, 26, 27. So 224. Let's see, did I do that right? Yeah, 24, 25, 26, 27. All right, that's a \27. All right, DNS server is enabled. We want to start, we can't change that 3rd octet right there, but we can change the 4th octet. Let's go back down here. All right, configure the DHCP server to start with IP address .3 of the LAN network. Okay, so I'm going to put a 3 there. Maximum number of users will be 20, issued by the router. All right. Let's see. Does it say? All right. Configure the static DNS server to the address in the addressing table. All right. DNS server right there. 10.100.100. 10.100.100.252. All right. That's good. Scroll down. All right, let's verify our changes. Now, one thing too, when you're using the, I'm using my roller on my mouse. Sometimes when you roll down, you'll change the drop-down boxes. So make sure that doesn't happen. You can use your scroll bar to make sure that doesn't happen. All right, DHCP assigned by our ISP. That's good. Network address, or router IP is going to be 192.168.6.1 with a \. See, you know what? That it actually changed. This happened the last time I did this too. See how it changed to 252? That would not be a \27. All right, so 24, 25, 26, 27. All right, should be a 255, 255, 255, 224. All right, so about the roller, make sure that's doesn't happen. All right, start IP address is .3. We're going to go back and check, make sure that changed to a 6, that 3rd octet, 20 users. and the IP range should, the third octet should change. All right, now let's click save, save settings. This is the little things that can trip you up, and unfortunately, you try to speed through it, it can happen. All right, so it doesn't tell us it changed anything, but if you see, it went from the default to 192.168.6.3 through 6.22. All right, so we're starting our IP assigning range by DHCP at 3, and then it automatically converts 20 more users up to .22. All right, everything there is good. I don't like to speed through that because you speed through it and it's going to get, something's going to get messed up. All right, so we opened up our wireless router, changed our DHCP settings. From the addressing bar, we permitted maximum of 20 addresses to be issued by the router. Configured DHCP server to start at IP address .3 on the LAN network. That's good. Notice I'm using the scroll bar again. I'm not touching anything. Configure the internet interface of the router to receive its IP address over DHCP. Verify the address. What address did it receive? All right, you can answer that. I'm not going to. This is the only question in this lab. I'm not going to require you guys to submit that. You should know that. All right. And the way we're going to tell is we can go out and actually. Well, I'll show you guys that in a minute. I don't want to touch anything out here because I don't want to mess any settings up. All right, configure the static DNS server to the addressing table. All right, so I've hit save settings. Now, let's see. Yeah, if you click on status, all right, there is the information we got from our ISP. All right, 10.100.200.10.100.200. So it's definitely not on this network. All right. That third octet's 200, this one's a 100. So that's fine. We specified the DNS, which is right there. Default gateway. That's the default gateway for the actual, like in this lab, if that was my IP address, and I definitely don't have a /29 here, but the default gateway from my ISP would be that default gateway. This is the outside interface on my router, and that's it's connecting to this interface on their router and then out to their network. All right, and DNS setting, that's probably your ISP's DNS. All right, we're not going to touch anything. So that would answer that question. Now, step 2 is configure the wireless LAN. The network will use a 2.4 gigahertz wireless LAN interface. Configure the interface with the SSID shown in the wireless LAN information table. Okay, so I'm going to click on the wireless tab. All right. Now, I like using my roller on my mouse. You can mess this up too by doing that, because trust me, I've done it. All right, so 2.4 gigahertz, we got 2 different antennas, or actually, I guess 3 antennas. All right, so our home wireless SSID is right there. It doesn't really say we need the network mode change. We need to change the network name or SSID to home SSID. Now H is uppercase, SSID is uppercase. All right, SSID broadcast, I'm going to enable that. All right, remember, and be careful on rolling my mouse down. All right, I'm going to use channel 6. just like that. Channel bandwidth, leave those to auto. Network mode. Don't use your roller because that'll change that channel. All right, use the scroll bar on the right. Now let's go back down. And I'm not going to change my 5 gigahertz to, it doesn't say to turn this off unless I missed it. All right, we'll use the 2.4 LAN. All right, if we have to come back and turn those off, we'll do that later on. All right. Configure security, configure wireless LAN security, use WPA2 personal and passphrase shown in the wireless LAN information table. All right, so I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna click Save Settings. All right, notice the completion rate. And I like to wait just to make sure this thing's saved. All right, I'm assuming it saved it. Verify your settings are right. Let's go to wireless security. All right, 2.4 gigahertz. We're just changing that to WPA2. Remember, WPA2, not WPA. A lot of people do that. Definitely not WEP because we can break that pretty easy. WPA, we can break that too. Not easily, but more easily. WPA2 personal. All right, make sure we get that. All right. Passphrase shown in the wireless LAN information table. All right, so passphrase is, they call it the password. Cisco with the capital C on the beginning, 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm not going to use my roller. All right. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and save this before I go to the next step. All right, save settings. Notice the completion rate jumped up. Whenever it does that, I get excited. All right, let's see. All right, I'm taking my time on this. I like rushing through it, but it's a bad idea. All right, so secure the router by changing the default password to the value shown in the wireless LAN information table. So we're changing the password for the actual administration of this wireless access point, which administration, I believe. Yep. So we're changing the password to actually log into the router for Cisco with Cisco, if I can type right, CO, capital C-I-S-C-O, 1, 2, 3. So just the capital C on the beginning. Retype it in, Cisco, 1, 2, 3. All right, go down all the way to the bottom. Save settings. All right, so 23% completion rate. I like that. All right, let's scroll down. All right, secure the router. We've done that. We're on step 4. Connect clients to the network. So I'm going to go ahead and close this down. All right, open PC wireless app on the desktop of the laptop and configure the client to connect to the network. So laptop first. All right, desktop, PC wireless app. Looks like I guess a cell tower. Kinda, sorta. All right. So let's go ahead and, so hit refresh. We're picking up various wireless networks. Home SSID, connect to that. And remember, WPA2 personal is what we want. That's the default. Cisco 1, 2, 3 with a capital C is your shared key. All right. See the lines up there, we're good. All right, completion rate has changed. All right, open the config tab on the tablet. So let's close this down. And always click on the wrong things for the tablet and the smartphone. You actually need the config tab, not the desktop tab. All right. Open the config tab on the tablet PC and smartphone and configure the wireless interfaces to connect to the wireless network. Okay, so config, wireless 0, SSID underneath the MAC address. Okay, so Cisco, whoops, see, about messed that up. It's home, capital H, SSID, and then WPA2, PSK, not this one, not WPA, but WPA2 PSK. All right, and then passphrase is Cisco 123. Okay, good to go. Now you can't really save this, you can just go out of it. Once you go out of it, it connects. All right, next thing, smartphone, same way. All right, looks like I haven't seen a smartphone with a little antenna sticking out of it for a while. All right, or actual buttons. I do like buttons, but all right. So config, smartphone. Okay, we're going to do wireless 0. SSID is going to be home with capital H. SSID is caps, all caps. Make sure we're hitting WPA2-PSK. All right. So passphrase Cisco 123. All right, good to go. I'm going to click the desktop tab. See what happens. All right, now we're connected. All right, so we're looking good. We're at 40% completion. Anything else we need to do? All right, verify connectivity. The host should be able to ping each other and the web server. They should also be able to reach the web server URL. So I'm going to do the laptop first. And if I do www.net.pt, might take a minute or so, but we should get there. All right, fingers crossed. All right, had to hit go twice, but now we've got the packet tracer web server coming up. All right, let's do the smartphone. Whoops. netacad.pt. All right, that one comes up first shot. And then finally tablet PC, web browser, netacad.pt. All right, that one comes up first shot too. All right, now I'm pretty confident this thing will, we can ping each other, but let's look at the laptop. Let's go here. Let's go to command prompt. Let's do IP config all. All right, this IP address is .4 or 192.168.6.4. So we started at 3, so one of these has 3 as the IP address. So I should be able to ping 192.168.6.3. Come on, 6.3. Somebody should have 6.3. 6.1 is our default gateway. 6.2 should be nothing. Let's just see what it does. All right, I'm going to Control C to break out of that. 6.3. Okay. I don't know where 6.3 went, but 6.4 is us. 6.5 is one of the other things. 6.6 is one of the other things. All right, 6.3 didn't pick that up, but I'm not too concerned about that. All right. Well, we can just get it. All right, 6.6. 6.5. All right, I'm not going to really worry about that. This lab will go make it really, really long. All right, everything for the home wireless router setup looks good. All right, we got a whole bunch of stuff to do for the enterprise side, so let's go ahead and get started on that. All right, so this is part 2, configure the WLC controller network. Configure the wireless LAN controller with 2 wireless LANs. One wireless LAN will use WPA2 PSK, which is just the password, and the other wireless LAN will use WPA2 Enterprise Authentication through a radius server in our case. All right, you will also configure the WLC to use an SNMP, Simple Network Management Protocol server, and configure a DHCP Scope that will be used by the wireless management network. All right, lots of stuff. All right. Okay, now the first thing, and I like to follow, if you follow along in Netacad on 13.3.7, configure a new interface. Trying to do this by memory is not a great idea. So they have a great section, that section 13.3.7 is takes you through configuring an interface step by step on the WLC. So I'll follow that along. Now, what I'm going to do though, it's not going to let me click on, oh, I can't click on anyways. I want to see what it shows. Yeah, that's just a picture of it. All right, we're going to log into that, the WLC from Enterprise Admin. All right, and right here from the Enterprise Admin, navigate to WLC1 Management Interface via a web browser. To log into WLC1, use admin as the username and Cisco123 as password. So click on Enterprise Admin, desktop. Let me make this a little bit bigger, web browser. Okay, so thing is, remember this is going to be a secure site. So https://192.168.100.254. All right, verify that. All right, get our little splash screen for wireless LAN controller. All right, click login. All right, passwords there, admin Cisco 123 with a capital C on the beginning. Right, and you see how these were blinking really fast? They were communicating. So let's go ahead and do this, make it a little bit bigger. All right, and now step by step, especially since I've used these controllers very much. All right, first thing you want to do is go to controller. All right, let's see, there we go. There's a little lag too. Interfaces. See, as soon as I click on that thing, it takes a little bit to come up. All right, configure an interface for the first wireless LAN. So, and I'm going to make this screen a little bit bigger. Maybe, nope, it's so far over it won't work. But see right there, your new button is all the way on the right. So our 2 entries we have right now, a management and a virtual. All right, and the management interface is what we're logged into, that's hosting a web server. All right, just to give you situation awareness, we're on this web server in this website, that HTML document. All right, so let's click new. And you see how it's flashing green really fast. So once you click new, give it a minute. All right. Interface name is WLAN 2, all uppercase 2. VLAN ID number or identifier is 2. All right, apply. All right, sits there and thinks about it for a minute. All right. So it's there. All right. And I'm just going along the little step-by-step guide in the Netacad. All right, so port number is right there, 1. Let me change it. Well, not let me change it. Is that configured? Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Port number 1. Yes. All right, that looks way better. All right. Now, interface address right here. See how we're VLAN identifiers already 2 for us. IP address 192.168.2.254. Tab down. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. All right, don't let this throw you for a loop, but it says router 1, which when it says router 1, if you look on here, there's no RTR-1, but router 1, R1, right? Hopefully it means that. All right. So let's go up here. All right, so that's the router 1 gigabit 000.5 address. 000.5 address. So that right there. .192.168.5.1. All right, that's the gateway we're going to be setting up. All right. And primary DNS server, or I'm sorry, primary DHCP server is the gateway address. All right, so same as we put down. 8.5.1. Okay. Now that should be it for wireless LAN 2. All right, click apply. Change the interface parameters, causes the wireless LAN to be temporarily disabled and thus may result in loss of connectivity for some clients. Okay. Completion rate did jump up. All right. I'm going to click the back button. All right, now it shows a WLAN 2. WLAN identifier, IP address. But you know what I did? Did I do that right? .2. Oh, almost messed that up. Look at that. .2. Wait, let's see this. I made a boo-boo. All right. Okay. What did I do here? All right. So gateway address. That's why it didn't look at you. It didn't make sense to me the way it was. 2.1. All right. 2.1, and then primary DHCP server is going to be 2.1. All right. IP address 254. Net mask. Gateway. All right. Now let's hit apply. Completion rate went up again. All right, let's go back. wireless LAN 2, VLAN identifier 2, IP address 2.254. All right, everything else looks good. All right, let's scroll over to the right, click New. Scroll down to Part 2, Step 1C. All right, which is right here. All right, we're going to name this wireless LAN -5 or space 5, VLAN ID 5. All right, click Apply. Give it a second. All right. Port number 1. All right. Interface IP address 192.168.5.254. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. All right. Gateway router R1 interface gigabit 000.5. This is the one I tried to use before. All right. 192.168.5.1. 192.168.5.1. All right. And now our primary DNS server is going to be the same as that default gateway address. All right, primary DNS DHCP server gateway address 192.168.5.1. All right, verify everything looks right. Port 1, wireless LAN 5, VLAN number 5, 192.168.5.254. All right, gateway address 00 is gigabit 000.5. All right, everything looks good. Nothing changed with me rolling the mouse up and down. All right, I'm gonna let it sit for a sec. Still actually it's configuring stuff. Let me do fast forward just to make sure. All right, should be good. All right, let's go back. All right, so we got a wireless LAN 2, VLAN number 2, address there. Wireless LAN 5, 5. There. All right, that looks good. All right, configure a DHCP scope for the wireless management network. All right, now what we want to do, let me just move that over a little bit. All right, we're setting up a DNS scope for the management network. So configure and enable an internal DHCP scope as follows. All right, so we're going to click on internal DHCP server, the drop down arrow. All right, DHCP scope. Click on that, and we got to wait for a second. All right, this default pool that's in there. All right, and hopefully that didn't give us any trouble. But we're going to click new. And this is also listed on 13.3.9. It's a very, very good step-by-step guide in Netcat. All right. Scope name is management. All right, let's click apply. All right, management did show up. All right, click here on management. And I'm just following this step by step to make sure I don't miss any. The thing is, even if you know exactly how everything's configured, the theory behind everything, doing something like this is different than doing iOS configs, because it kind of like, it lets you know a little bit more if you're putting some in wrong. And also working with a GUI, it tries to help you out a whole bunch, but then at the same time there's a lot more stuff on the screen where you can mess up. Alright, so pull start address 192.168. Doing the configs from scratch in the iOS, the command line, when I go to like a GUI for like a router or switch, it seems like way harder to do it that way. Alright, 235, 192.168.100.235, end, pull end address 192.168.100.245. Now doing a wireless controller, I've done that too. It seems harder on the command line for that. So this GUI is a little bit better for me. Alright, 192.168, whoops, .100.0. I see a 0, make sure that's a network address. That is. Alright. Let's see. Net mask is right there. 255.255.255.0. Alright. Default routers. 192.168.100.1. Doesn't tell us to put a DNS server in there. Let's just verify. Alright, management 192.168.100.235. The end pool address is 192.168.100.245. Network 192.168.100.0. That makes sense. Those are in that range of this network. Net mask. So I have 254 possible host addresses. I'm only putting in 11. Alright. So default router, that'd be our default gateway. It's going to be the first usable host address in this network with that mask. Alright. Let's see, we're enabling it. It's already set by default. Alright, let's click apply. I know this video is going to be long, but it's like you almost have to do that. Alright, verify your scope name, pool address. 45, it's enabled. Alright. And that's good. Alright. Let's see. We're up to step 3. Alright, configure the WLC with external server addresses. Configure the radius server information as follows. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, we were right here. Or actually, we were on DHCP. I'm going to go back to wireless LANs. Alright, we're going to set up our 2 wireless LANs first. Alright, then we're going to configure. I'm going to do this out of order. I'm going to do step 4 and then I'm going to do step 3. Alright. And this one's going to be wireless VLAN 2 is going to be your WPA2 PSK, and then the second one is going to be your enterprise, and then we're going to configure our radius server for authentication after that. Okay. All right. Scratch that. What I'll do is I'll do the radius server information first, just to keep it step by step. All right. First thing I'm going to do is security tab. All right. We're going to do radius authentication. which has already selected that. All right. And this is 13.3.4. All right. And we are clicked on authentication. Just make sure. All right. And click new. All right. Configure the radius server information as follows. Server index 1 is already set. Server IP address 10.6.0.254. All right. Shared secret is going to be radius plus PW. So the R is uppercase and the PW is uppercase, and then retype it. Radius PW. All right. So let's see. Make sure everything else is in there correctly. Server status, enable. All right. Click apply. All right, so that's there. All right. And then we needed to configure the WLC to send log information to the SNMP server. All right. I'm going to do that too. So management. SNMP, hit the drop down. All right, trap receivers. All right, I'm going to click new. All right, community name. So unless you do this a bunch, chances are you want to follow these steps step by step. All right, 10.6.0.254. All right. Let's apply that. All right. WLAN IP address. All right. So we're done with step 3. Let's go on to step 4. All right. Okay, first thing we want to do is we're going to set up our first wireless LAN. Now I'm going by 13.3.11 in Netcad. All right. So let's click back on this. I'm going to go under wireless LANs tab. All right. Notice there's no wireless LANs configured currently. All right. And then create new is already the default. Click go. All right. Type. I'm just verifying that all of this is the same. All right. So profile name. Wireless VLAN. Just maintain case make sure it's case sensitive. Everything's uppercase when it's supposed to be uppercase. WLAN SSID is SSID, all uppercase -2. ID is going to be 2. All right, verify that all those entries are correct. Wireless LAN 2, SSID 2. All right. Let's click apply and just wait. All right, didn't give us, you may get an error changing WLAN parameters, you know, just click OK to that. All right, so we need to do, let's see, interface. All right, status enabled. All right, interface right here, WLAN 2. So we've already created the interface. All right. All right, we're in the General tab currently. Go into the Security tab. And I'm just verifying that this is the same as the Netacad, which it is. All right, so Security tab, Layer 2 Security. All right, is WPA2 PSK, so WPA and WPA2. Notice all the rest don't work. All right. All right. And you notice we have to make a policy, so WPA2 policy, right? Which encryption AES, we have to check that or it'll give us an error. All right. We're doing pre-shared key, so enable that. All right. PSK format. All right. Passphrase. Let me just verify what it's doing. All right. Cisco 1, 2, 3. I don't really like that, but Cisco 1, 2, 3 with a capital C. Make sure you type it in correctly. It doesn't have you verify it. All right. So now that should be good. All right, let's click apply. And as soon as it updates, all right, let's get back. All right, so let's just verify profile name, wireless LAN VLAN 2, wireless SSID is SSID 2, ID is 2, enabled WPA2 PSK. There was the one thing we did not do. That's what we didn't do. Let's click on the 2 again. We did under the Advanced tab, go to the Flex Connect section, and then enable 2 different things. All right, we got to enable this and this. All right, and click apply again. All right, let's let it update. Okay. All right, now let's go back. And it takes a minute. All right. So that one's good. Now let's go ahead and do step 4B, which is create a second VLAN. So let's go up to new, create new, go. All right. Type is wireless LAN, profile name, wireless VLAN 5, SSID 5. All right. ID 5. Okay. Verify that that's right. Wireless VLAN 5, SSID 5, IDs 5. Click apply. And the instructions that are on 13.3.11 in Netacad, that actually, it has configured WPA2 Enterprise. So those steps are actually for the enterprise, what we're doing right now. So a couple little changes, but make sure you click enabled so you can enable that wireless LAN All right, so I'm just verifying that. All right, interface. Wireless LAN 5. All right, all that looks good. All right, now here's the change though. We're going to go to security. We're going to go to layer 2. Let me just verify. Just give me a second. Let's see. I don't like doing this from memory because I will mess it up. All right, WPA and WPA2. All right, that's good. We're not doing PSK. We're going 802.1x for enterprise. All right, you got to click WPA2 policy. All right, AES. All right, so all that looks right. AES is checked. WPA2 policy is checked. WPA2 encryption is checked. All right, let me just follow along with. All right, so let's see. AAA server. Okay, 10.6.0. That right there. All right, so that's our radius server. Okay, 10.6.0.254. All right, that looks good. And then probably the only other thing, which you know what, they didn't even go through that in the instructions in the chapter. But see right here, configure the wireless LAN to use radius server for authentication. Got that. And then make the Flex Connect settings that are done in step 4A. All right, so we got to go to Advanced, scroll down, Flex Connect local switching, and Flex Connect local authorization or authentication. All right, click Apply. All right, completion rate's 88. We're looking pretty good. All right, let's go back. And we did make sure it was enabled, so that's good. Let's just take a look at it again. 5. All right. If you look right here, WPA2 802.1x. So that's WPA2 Enterprise, and pre-shared key is for the WLAN 2. So I think that is good. All right. So let's go to step 5. Configure the host to connect to the wireless LANs. On the desktop PC wireless app, use the desktop PC wireless app to configure the hosts as follows. All right. So wireless host 1 is right there. All right. Should connect to wireless VLAN 2. So that's our PSK. All right. So desktop PC settings. This is where it gets kind of a little bit confusing. Under this, we're just do connect, refresh. Should find two SSIDs listed. We're going to do 2 first. We're going to hit connect. WPA2 personal. All right. And see, you can't do all. The only settings you have are WPA2 personal and WPA personal and WPA2 personal. So it doesn't specifically reference that per se, but that's just PSK. All right, and then our password. Let me verify. Cisco 123. All right, adapter is active, so that's good. All right, let me go back. I like to follow this step by step, even though I want to click on the workspace. All right, wireless host 2 should connect to the wireless VLAN 5 using credentials in the wireless LAN information table. All right, so once again, desktop, PC wireless. All right, this time we're going to do profile. All right, actually, what we're going to do, let's do here, let's do refresh. All right, fine. Took a minute to see those two networks on there. The profiles, connect. Well, actually, I'm sorry, do a new profile. And our wireless 5. See if we can try to connect like that. Let's do new. This is just user WLAN 5. Okay, SSID 5. Connect. I want to do that. I want to do this. Create a new profile. I did. Advanced setup. Oh, there we go. Advanced setup. All right. SSID 5. Infrastructure mode. Yes. All right. Obtain a network settings automatically. Yes. That's the default. Security disable. WPA2 enterprise. Okay. Next. PEEP is the only thing we can have for authentication. User, and then uppercase WLAN 5 for the username, and then password is lowercase user, uppercase W5, lowercase PASS. Don't have to put the server name in there. All right, save. Congratulations, that's been configured. Connect to the network. Let's see if it connects. This happened the last time. I got 100%, but it didn't actually connect to the network. Well, yeah, there it goes. Adapter is active. Great signal strength. Great everything. So, man, we're done. That was a long lab, right? Hour and 2 minutes. All right. Test connectivity between the wireless host and the web server by pinging URL. Well, I feel good about it, but let's go to wireless 2. Let's type in the web server. All right, good to go. All right, wireless host 1. .pt. All right, so cool. All right, it's good to go. Now this definitely, I mean, I'm making a video because it really helps out a lot with people like to watch videos and follow along. But this Netacad, this new version 7, this thing is awesome. I would definitely recommend, if you have any questions, go back, watch these videos. This thing has a video for SNMP, radius server on WLC, goes through it from there, has the step-by-step guides to me are what I like, because I mean that actually shows you how to do it. I know how everything should work, but just knowing what tab to click on and what, where to click on everything is super important, because I would definitely miss stuff. All right, but yeah, they have a configure VLAN for a new wireless LAN video. And let's see, configure DHCP Scope video. Yeah, they did this thing right, man. This thing looks awesome. All right, and that's it. Thanks for watching. See you later.